They told you to want less, to release attachment, accept things as they are, find peace in what you already have. Then the same voices told you to build something, pursue your purpose with discipline, live intentionally, never settle. Both instructions. Same breath, same channels, same teachers. Neither of them explains how both can be true at once. Every philosophy channel, every morning routine, every Stoic content creator hands you the contradiction without solving it. Want deeply, detach completely. Today, we bridge that gap. 7 laws drawn from the margins of history, from philosophers who governed empires and farmed barren islands. 7 laws that will teach you to want everything without becoming its slave. In 65 AD, the Roman Emperor Nero needed someone to disappear. The man he chose was Gaius Musonius Rufus, a Stoic philosopher whose ideas were becoming inconvenient. Nero sent him to Gyaros, a small, barren island in the Aegean Sea that Romans considered the harshest exile short of execution. No resources, no community, no civilization. Musonius arrived, found a fresh water source, started farming, and began teaching. Within weeks, students were sailing across the sea to reach him on that barren rock. He had wanted one thing: to practice and teach philosophy. They stripped him of every external condition for doing it. He did it anyway. Direct the flame. Don't extinguish it. Epictetus opens his entire handbook with one sentence. Some things are in our control, others are not. Most people read this as acceptance, but read it again. He does not say, want nothing. He says, know what is yours to direct. Machiavelli, writing from a completely different tradition, reached the same observation. Whenever people are not obliged to fight from necessity, he wrote in the Discourses, they fight from ambition, which is so powerful that it never leaves them, no matter to what rank they rise. Ambition is not a design flaw, it is the design. The Stoic move is not to extinguish the flame, it is to stop letting other people hold the torch. Name what you actually want. Seneca spent years inside Rome's most powerful circles. He watched senators and emperors hollow themselves out, not from having too much, from wanting vaguely. Show me a person who is not a slave. One is a slave to lust, another to greed, another to ambition, and all are slaves to fear. Vague wanting cannot be satisfied because it cannot be defined. The target shifts the moment you reach it. The mind that claims its own ground gets precise. Not, I want success, but what does success require today? What is the next threshold, and what does crossing it demand? Precision does not reduce desire. It concentrates it, the way a lens focuses scattered light into something capable of burning. Detach from the outcome. Stay attached to the work. Marcus Aurelius ruled the largest empire in the known world. He also kept a private journal, never meant to be read, in which he reminded himself that external results were not his to control. Only the quality of his effort was. This is where the contradiction begins to crack. The Stoics were not saying, don't care. They were saying, care completely about what you do. Care nothing at all about whether the world rewards it. Work as if the outcome matters, because your effort does. Then receive whatever comes with the steadiness you would bring to a change in weather. These are two different directions of attention, not contradiction. Precision. Let your standards be your cell. Cato the Younger walked the streets of Rome barefoot, not because he was poor. He was one of the Senate's most powerful figures. He walked barefoot while colleagues rode in litters, and collected honors. When a military consul recommended him for battlefield awards, Cato declined them publicly, saying the standard for the award was too low. This was not performance, it was architecture. He was building an internal structure so solid that no external reward could move it. His own standards were stricter than Rome's praise, which meant Rome's approval had no grip on him. The person who cannot be flattered cannot be bought. The one who defines their own threshold of enough has already won the negotiation before it starts. Wisdom belongs to every mind. This is Musonius Rufus at his most radical, and the insight the modern Stoic niche has almost entirely passed over. In his third lecture, he argued something genuinely uncomfortable for a Roman philosopher of his time. If men and women are born with the same virtues, the same type of training must, of necessity, befit both. He was not making a political claim. He was making a philosophical one. The capacity for inner sovereignty, for freedom from desire's grip, is not distributed by rank, gender, bloodline, or social position. Every mind that seeks it has access to it, which means every law in this video belongs to you, not as an aspiration, as a fact about your nature. Turn your exile into your academy. We return to Musonius on Gyaros. Nero sent him there to be forgotten, to be removed from influence, relevance, history. Instead, Musonius found the water source. He farmed. He taught. Students crossed open water to reach him. His Lecture 9 on exile states it plainly. Exile cannot reach the mind that has already found its home in itself. This is not just resilience, it is strategy. The person whose clarity, creativity, and purpose depend on external conditions is always one disruption away from collapse. The person who carries their work with them, that one cannot be exiled anywhere. Want it completely, hold it lightly. This is the resolution. Machiavelli and Epictetus appear to be opponents. One says, pursue fortune boldly. The other says, release attachment to what you cannot control. But look at what they are actually pointing at. Machiavelli says fortune favors the bold, not the desperate. Bold action comes from clarity. Desperate action comes from need. Epictetus says, remove desire from outcomes, not from the work, not from the choice, from the result. So the answer is not care less. It is act with full intensity and receive results with full steadiness. Want the goal completely. Work for it without reservation. Then let the outcome arrive as what it is, information, not verdict. This is not passivity. This is the most active form of freedom a mind can claim. We began with Musonius on a barren island, Cato walking barefoot through a corrupt city, Seneca watching powerful people hollow themselves out with vague hunger. None of them wanted nothing. They wanted everything, on their own terms, by their own standards, through their own effort. The paradox was never between ambition and detachment. It was between wanting something for what it gives you and wanting it for what it asks of you. One makes you a servant of the outcome. The other makes the pursuit itself the reward. If you found this useful, stay with it. Not just the idea, the practice. There is a gap between understanding and living it, and that gap is where this channel lives. The next video goes deeper into the Machiavellian half of this equation, the part most Stoic channels will not touch. Until then, remember this. The most dangerous mind in any room is the one that needs nothing from it.